Good morning, Rockingham, and welcome to the feed. It's Mike
We're
and
back
Marty.
on Wednesday.
It must be Wednesday. And it's June 16th, 2021. Here we are at the feed. Today we're going to be talking with the folks over at the Rockingham Free Public Library about their summer program, their opening. Opening up after a year. Going to be doing a lot of programming this year, so it's going to be great. But first, we have Marty with some local events.
So speaking of opening, the Bells Falls Opera House had its first showing last weekend. They had, I believe, 57 people come?
On one night, yeah.
On one night. So last week when I reported, I didn't have the facts. So I looked them up. So they're at 80% capacity. So they're just asking people, if you come, to just leave a couple of seats between yourself and then like the next group. And that's good. Ticket prices have gone to $6. But the triple up has not increased in price, so you can still get the triple up for $5. Peter Rabbit 2 is playing again this weekend and next weekend through the 22nd. I guess that's this weekend.
That's this weekend.
And then on the horizon, it looks like they're going to be getting Cruella and Black Widow. So they're right back in getting, the top run movies. So make sure that you get out and you support the Opera House, because it's been a long time for it to be closed. And they're back operating. And another local event that people might be interested in is happening at the Waypoint Center, starting on Friday, June 25th. That's the first showing. Then there's the 26th, the 27th, July 3rd, and the 4th. It's a family-friendly musical called A Year with Frog and Toad. Yeah. And it ties in actually nicely to our topic today, because part of the David Stern is the director. David Stern now works for Next Stage Arts. They're the producing company behind it, and he has set it up so that while supplies last, and we're trying to make them last a very long time because Rotary is actually helping, every child that attends the Frog and Toad performance will get the Frog and Toad book. So,
neat.
So it's kind of cool. So if you want more information, you can go to info@nextstagearts.org. If you want to call and buy tickets, it's 802-451-0053, and it's happening down at the Waypoint Center. And if it's a David Stern production, then it's going to be a good production.
Yeah.
So, books.
Wait. What about the
farmers market?
Farmers market's opening this weekend down at the Waypoint Center. Also, opening on Friday, I believe. I actually went over to Northwind Farms yesterday and talked with Nate, the farmer over there. They bring in things in. They have a ton of fresh stuff, and it's going to
nice.
It's going to be. It looks really good. I don't know whether it's the rain this year.
I was just going to say, is it a good growing year?
But boy, it's a great growing year.
Nice.
So check out the farmers market, and there should be a bunch of people there, so it'll be good for you.
Yeah.
But now we're going to switch over and talk about books in the library and the summer programming. So I think we're talking with Ann Dempsey and Sam Maskell, but I think we'll be talking with Sam first. Sam, are you up there?
I am here. That's the plan. So hi, I'm Sam Maskell. I'm the Youth Services Librarian here at the library. Been here for over 20 years, so I've probably seen many of you who are watching this. I hope I have. And you might notice I'm in the library. I'm in sort of a weird spot because I'm the last person on staff to be vaccinated, so I'm tucked away into a corner to do this. But the good news is we are open. There's a couple of changes though. Our hours are a little different. We are Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 10 to 6, and Thursday and Friday, 10 to 5:30. And we are requesting that people wear masks when they're in the building. For us, this is really important because we see everyone in the community, which includes immunocompromised people, elderly, children who can't be vaccinated yet. So when you are in the building, we will insist that you wear a mask during your duration of your visit. We're also asking people to limit their visits. Things are still a little different. And so we're asking people to limit their visit to about an hour, which lets us keep our capacity reduced during the day. So everyone who wants to come in is able to come in, and we don't have to lock the doors and have the doorbell. So just keeping an eye on that. But everything is back. You can check out DVDs, audiobooks, movies. You mentioned Next Stage. We actually have a Next Stage music pass, which covers all their performances for the summer, except the Year of Frog and Toad. So that one we can help you with. But we have passes to the Children's Museum Keene, to lots of different places. If you go to our website, rockinghamlibrary.org, you can see all the passes that are available, or just call us. And you can borrow those for free and take a little mini vacation on the library. So we are open. I think, and so I haven't been dealing with people yet just because I'm not fully vaccinated. But Anne, who is here with me now, has been seeing people in the building. And I think you want to say a couple of things about why people are coming back.
Okay, Anne.
Who's muted?
Is she muted? No.
Yes, I'm sorry. Well, everyone we see at the library is just so excited and relieved to be able to come back into the building and do some browsing on their own. There's nothing like browsing for a good book. Just yesterday, I was in the children's department, and we had two mothers that came in desperate for some new good books because their children had just finished all the other library books at home, and they were in a hurry, but they needed some good books. So that was exciting. Let's see, we've had people come in and use our microfilm machine. One man came from out of town researching a local family tragedy from the 50s. Now, I don't know much about that. I didn't read what he was successful in getting, but he was actually successful in learning more about this incident, which was great for him. I believe Mike's wife, we've seen at the library a couple of times now, researching the Star Hotel fire. Let's see. And then, of course, we have our computers. People are now coming in to check their email, to print off shipping labels or even airplane tickets. Before, we had this sort of roundabout way of getting printouts to people, but this is so much easier for everyone. And then we had one patron come in. She had just gotten Wi-Fi hooked up at her house. This was yesterday. And but she was unclear as to how to connect to her Wi-Fi. She was really new to this. So we walked her through it, and she went home and tried it, and she was successful, which was very exciting. So yeah, those are just a few of the examples.
And if I can add a little bit more. So we are open, and this is great, but we are keeping some of the services that we developed during the pandemic for safety reasons mostly. So we're still offering curbside service. So if contact-free service is still something that you would prefer, we can continue making that happen. And Anne mentioned parents getting books. We do book bundles. This is the thing that I do for a lot of parents. I've done it for teachers over the course of this year, where they contact us and we just put together a package they can come pick up, also contact free. And we will continue to have our digital and remote services. So those things will be continuing.
So when you do book bundles, do you have people say, oh, I want adventure books, or I want...
so a lot of times I know of my readers. So if it's someone I know, they can tell me what they're looking for and I can put together suggestions for them. We also have on our website, we call it Your Next 3 Books. So anyone can go or contact the library and request. It's called Reader's Advisory. Where we will put together a specially cultivated collection of things just for you. But yeah, it's teachers, a kindergarten teacher, they want to do a segment on bugs. And so they contact me and I get some details and pull from my collection things that will fit their needs and their kids' reading levels, which is also really important.
Right, yeah.
Nice. So you guys go so far above and beyond what you would normally think of in a library. I'm always amazed at all of the extra special little things that you all do.
We try to, well, for us, it's important that we're relevant and we're serving the needs of the community. So a lot of these services that we're offering are things that the community, we have discovered, still needs. And we continue to evolve. We circulate Wi-Fi hotspots. Soon we'll be having laptops that will be able to be used outside. So these are all just evolving needs, and will continue growing. And so we also have a big program series coming up. So Anne, I'll let you start with yours for the adults.
Okay, yeah, we're preparing for something called Blue Sky Days. I'm working with Sustainable Rockingham and Rockingham Help and Helpers to work on some programming around emergency preparedness, whether it's a pandemic or extreme heat or a power outage in the winter from winter storms. We're going to be doing some fun educational activities around being prepared for when an emergency hits. And so our activities are going to be during Old Home Days week. That's the last week in July. The first one that I think it's the most fun is we're going to do a story walk just about that topic. It's a wonderful story. It's brand new. It's called I Am the Storm by Jane Yolen. And it talks about families and how they get ready for emergencies, like, for example, a winter storm. I'll show you that picture. And this family prepared ahead of time for a storm emergency when the power outage happened. So let me just, as you notice from the illustrations, they have a fire, they have marshmallows over here that they can put on the fire. They have board games to keep the kids busy. There's a lot of interesting things going on here. But let me just read. When the ice and snow fell, sparkling like fairy dust on the windows and all the lights went out, we made a fire and cooked hot dogs and marshmallows. And there's lots of other examples of how they prepared. Oh, there's books here, so they have plenty of reading material. Hot chocolate. So we're going to make this into a story walk. We've taken the pages of the book apart, we're laminating them, putting them on posts, and we will have the story walk, the posts standing in the ground and somewhere near the downtown. We haven't decided on a location yet.
Oh, interesting.
And families can walk along, read the story, talk about the illustrations, and then move along to the next page. And it's a nice thing to do outside. We're also going to have a coloring contest for kids on emergency preparedness. And this is just one example of the coloring page children can pick from. And as you see, there's a first aid kit, a radio, flashlight, whistle. There's so many things that's great to have in an emergency. And if people gather these items together into an emergency preparedness kit, then they're ready for most emergencies. So we'll have this coloring contest on that theme. And then we're going to have window displays of emergency preparedness kits. Now, if you're a single person with a pet, you might want to put things in your kit that other people don't need, like cat food or a cat toy. If you have special needs, you want to make sure to take all those medications with you. So everyone has different needs. So that'll be fun to walk around downtown during Old Home Days and look at all the different window displays on emergency preparedness kits. And that's what we're looking forward to. We're building up to having a fun week.
That sounds really interesting.
It is really interesting and relevant because, I mean, like myself,
I was
not
gonna say,
usually
I thought
prepared.
Vermonters are a little more
not
prepared.
usually prepared and scrambling when there's like
Yeah.
the lights go out. It's like, oh my God, where are the flashlights?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Right.
Well, and what happened in
Blue skies
Texas?
and nice weather, best time to plan ahead.
exactly.
That sounds like a really fun thing. Is it going to be like so? It's a self-guided tour idea where you could build up.
Yeah,
your own-
basically, yeah. We'll have
that's pretty neat.
things in all the windows too, like I Spy. Can you find the light device? It might be a flashlight in someone's kit. It might be. They have these sort of blow-up plastic balls that are solar
Solar powered.
electrified, solar powered. That might be someone else's light source. So it'll be fun. It'll be a little interactive.
That'll be great. You could always have some on the reading list something about the Donner Party, and then they would be really motivated to get prepared. I'm sorry, I read a thing on
Mike
the
always
Donner
goes
Party
there.
last winter, and it was
novel
like
called the Donner Dinner Party down here in the youth department.
Oh my goodness.
I know, probably inappropriate, but that's why I'm here.
They weren't prepared.
They weren't. They really had a problem. Anyway, Sam, what about children's programming this summer?
stuff that's happening. So everything starts at the beginning of July. We are doing our annual summer reading program. Our theme, Tales and Tales, so animals and stories. And there's a couple of ways to participate. This is open to youth of all ages. You can go to vermont.beanstack.org and register and keep track of your summer reading online on your device or tablet. You can come in and just put your name on one of these at the library and then just keep track of how much you read or have read to you or listen to an audiobook. And that includes magazines, includes everything. If you come to story time, you get to count those books. And once a week, if you're keeping track of your summer reading, you get to pick a book off the prize shelf. So you can kids could end the summer with their own little private library. Oh, and I collect thousands of books. My office is a little out of control right now with summer reading prizes. So I need help getting rid of some of those. And there's a lot of really great things in there. So that's open to all ages. And the cool thing about summer reading is that there's no assignments. If some teen decides they want to read all 70 plus volumes of Naruto, go for it. I will help you do it. I have most of them on the show. Or, whatever they're interested in reading, we will find it. And this is true for adults too. If there's something you'd like that we don't have, we will interlibrary loan it for you, where we find out what library has it. They mail it to us. We check it out to you like it's ours, and it's totally free. So there's the reading part of the summer reading program. We really want to get kids reading just for fun. The more they read, even if they're reading the same thing over and over, they're developing that fluency, they're developing the vocabulary, the comprehension. There's some really great things happening that are just fun reading. So we want that to happen. So you can start signing up for that in July, or you can start doing that in July. And our programs start in July. So we have 2 story times every week. On Tuesday morning, we have a preschool story time at 10:30, and on Thursdays, we have an infant music story time. These will be, weather permitting, outdoors, and if weather is not permitting, they'll be virtual. Again, we're not doing any indoor programming, especially for little kids right now who can't get vaccinated. We just want to keep everyone as safe as possible. So if you're not sure where we'll be, check our Facebook page or call the library, and we will tell you whether we're meeting on the lawn or online. So those will be happening every week. We have a bookmarkers. This is a book club for 8, 9, 12-year-olds. And this summer, we're going to be looking at the Vermont Golden Dome Book Awards. This used to be the Dorothy Canfield Fisher DCF Book Award. It has a new name now. And there's some really great books on that list. So we'll be looking at some different books, reading, talking about them. Keep it easy. And every week we have, well, not every week, mostly every week, we have a big family event for all ages. So our kickoff is on July 7th at 5 p.m. And again, these are all going to be outdoors. Most of them are going to be up at the Rockingham rec area. So if you're not sure, again, check our Facebook, call the library, find out where the program is. But our first one is Modern Times Theater. We've had them for a couple of years in a row now, and we love them. They are a mix of comedy, music, and puppetry. It's a Mr. Punch show, and they are really, really funny. All ages come to them. They're great. On June 22nd, we will have the Southern Vermont Natural History Museum, and they're going to do a wildlife tales program with live animals. Again, they're another one of our perennial favorites. They are absolutely wonderful, and he's going to have some great stories from around the world. And starting on July 12th, we are back with the 12th annual Stuffed Animal Sleepover. So, beginning Monday, July 12th, any ages, and we have adults who do this as well, lots of teens, kids, I bring something, can drop a stuffed animal at the library. And on the Friday of that week, we are going to have a party, and we're going to turn everything that they do into a video. So if you go to our YouTube channel, you can see several years of very silly little videos where me and a bunch of teen volunteers basically played with stuffed animals, and it turned into a party. So it's really fun.
That sounds like
it's
fun.
sort of a tradition. Again, there's no age limit to it. Just bring your stuffed animal over and it'll be a part of it. The next big program we have coming up, we're actually going to tie into the Blue Skies Day programming, and we're bringing one of my favorite storytellers, Michael Caduto. Any kids, teachers, or parents who were involved with Central Elementary or Saxon River a few years ago may have heard him. He came through a CLIP program and did some programs at the elementary schools. But he is going to be doing a program called Earth Tales from Around the World. So it's going to be different Indigenous, American, African, South Central America, Scotland, Italian, Tibetan, all these stories, songs, chants, and it's about Earth stewardship. So we talk about climate change, and this is part of that. So we're trying to just do a nice all ages program to get kids and adults thinking about it. We are also going to have our tie-dye ice cream social in August. And this is going to be a little different. We will be having tickets, so we'll have groups coming throughout the day. This one will be at the library out back under the tent. Hopefully it doesn't rain because that's where we're doing it. So that's coming back. And again, it's going to look a little different. It's still a little bit of an ice cream social, but not really a social. So that's happening. And we have regular teen programs as well. We have our Friday night teen tabletop gaming. We've been doing this for years, Dungeons and Dragons. Again, just because of vaccinations and where things are, we don't do this in person right now. We may do some outdoor ones once our group gets together, but we've been doing things over Rolls20.net and Discord. We have a young adult monthly book group, our Appeal Reads YA, and this summer we focused on the Green Mountain Book Awards, which is another one of Vermont's youth book awards. And we are going to have a mini art show. So beginning in July, teens can register and get one of these little 3x3 canvases with an easel. So not a big art show, it's a mini art show. Bring it back by August, and we're going to have a fun exhibit of teen art in the library. So that's sort of the short version of how everything works. Lots of reading, lots of prizes, lots of things to keep you busy. Come visit us at the library and see what's going on.
So, Sam, I had a question. Blue Sky Days, is that like a program? I mean, you're doing preparedness, but is it an other overarching program that I just don't know the name of?
So it's new to me. I believe it was mentioned to Sustainable Rockingham by our new town manager, Scott, when they talked to him about doing some sort of emergency preparedness. He came up with the phrase Blue Sky Days. I don't know if there's any greater reach than that. But works what we're trying to do. And Anne, I think you can speak to these. Do we have more of these little emergency planning guides?
Oh, yes, we do. Absolutely.
Yeah, these are these fantastic waterproof guides. So I can look at winter pandemic/flu, and there's information on how to put together my own kit. So we have these available for free right at the library. Just call us.
Oh, that's a great.
Nice.
That's another good resource. That's great.
So I'm asking for a friend. I heard that you had pets caught reading. That's another thing you're doing.
Yeah,
I won't mention her name, but she has 4 legs and a tail.
All ages. And yeah, I picked a beagle. Luckily, I'm at the library because I have a 16-week-old beagle at home, and she does not understand Zoom. But yes, during the month of July, snap a picture of your dog, cat, fish, lizard, bird, reading, and submit it to the library. You can submit it via email or Facebook, and we're going to put together an online gallery of pictures.
That's
and it's just
Totally
fun
doing it.
and
Yeah. I'm sure you will have a lot of participation in that. That just sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah.
I hope so. We had our PEEP contest in the spring, and that was a new thing. We got some participation there, so I hope we have some participation with this. There's no prizes, there's bragging rights, but it should just be fun.
Great.
Definitely on that one.
I think we're almost out of time.
We're down to less than 2 minutes.
We have about
All
2
right.
minutes, so you guys are going to have to recap and let us know exactly what you're going to do this summer again, and how to maybe just talk about the website and your telephone numbers, and that's about all we
All right. So you can find us at rockinghamlibrary.org. You can call us at 802-463-4270. And you can find us on Facebook. We tend to be active there. My email is youthservices@rockinghamlibrary.org. And I'll let Anne give her own email. But you're muted.
My email is programming, that's with 2 M's before the ing, programming@rockinghamlibrary.org. Please feel free to email me about programming ideas or any questions you have.
And just remember, programming starts in July for the summer reading program, and I hope I see a lot of people this summer.
I think you will. I think the gates are opening and people are going to be streaming to you really fast because people want to do stuff. And
They do, and all of our programs are free and open to the public. So that's the thing. There's no paywall to access us.
Yay.
Yes. So I
Perfect.
think that's about it.
That's about it.
Thank you, Rockingham, and thank
right,
you,
thank you.
Sam.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Anne, and we'll see you next week on the feed.
See you.
Bye.
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 Local news, politics, business, sports, arts, music. My God.